Okay, so today we're going to start 4.4 day 1, solving algebraic inequalities. So before break we did equations and now we're going into inequalities. You'll be able to solve algebraic inequalities using addition and subtraction. Tomorrow we'll do multiplication and division. So an inequality is a mathematical statement that compares two numbers. Okay, so an inequality symbol is greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, or not equal to that can be used for comparison. So we have examples. -3 is less than 5. -½ is greater than -2, x is less than 6, 3x is greater than or equal to 12, and x is not equal to 0. Okay? So the solutions of an inequality are all of the values of the variable that make the inequality true. The values are also called the solution set of the inequality. And we talked about some of these terms at the beginning of the chapter when we were going over terminology. Remember, when you have an equation, you have a single answer, like x equals 5, x equals 3/4, x equals -12. When you have an inequality, you can have many answers. There could be an infinite number of answers. So consider the inequality x plus 3 is greater than 4. Okay, so they want us to plug in all these values to see if it's true. So if we plug in 0, x plus 3, 0 plus 3 equals 3. We want it to be greater than 4. Since 3 is not greater than 4, that is false. That is not an answer. That is not a solution that makes our inequality true. If we plug in 1, x plus 3 equals 4, 1 plus 3 equals 4. Okay, well, it does equal 4, but it's not greater than 4. So then if you do 1.1, 2, or 3, all of those give us answers that are greater than 4. So anything from 1.1 on is a solution to that inequality. And they also showed the same thing over here on a balanced scale. On an inequality, you don't want them to be equal. You want one side to be bigger than, less than, or whatever. So if you look over here, x plus 3, that side needs to be heavier than the 4. All right, so we're going to go on to the next. All right, when you solve an equality such as 0 is greater than or equal to y minus 3, you are finding the solution set that makes the inequality true. You can graph the solution set of the inequality on a number line. Okay, so what we do, just like we did before, you need to get the variable y alone. So in order to get y alone, we need to get rid of a -3. So we add 3 to both sides. 0 plus 3 is 3. So 3 is greater than or equal to y. Remember, when we write these, we always want the y first. So we can rewrite it in the opposite direction, so y is less than or equal to 3. Remember, the point needs to go toward the y. So now if you graph that on a number line, y is less than or equal to 3. You're going to have a closed circle at 3 because the line is underneath, the equal to line is underneath, and you're going to shade to the left. Okay, so closed circle shaded to the left. All right, so now we're down here, and it says solve each inequality and graph the solution on the number line. Okay, so I'm going to solve this one with you, and then I'll have you do the other one. So we have some like terms here. So we have 1/10 y and 9/10 y, so that's 1y plus 7 is less than 9. Okay, basic two-step equation. So I'm going to subtract 7 from both sides, and I'm going to get y is less than 9 minus 7 is 2. Y is less than 2. And then they want us to graph that on a number line. 0, 1, 2, 3. Since it's less than, it's an open circle. 2 is not going to be an answer. And less than means left. So we shade to the left. And that's the way that the point is pointing to the left. All right, so you're going to do this one right here, and then I will come back on, and we will go over it together. Okay, so it was a little deceiving because the directions say that the answers were only going to have addition and subtraction, and there was some multiplication in this one. Okay, so what we need to do first is I combine my like terms. I have 1y and 1/2 y, so 1.5 y is the same as 3/2 y. Okay, so 3/2 y minus 4 is greater than or equal to 8. So we undo the subtraction of 4 by adding 4 to both sides. So I get 3/2 y is greater than or equal to 12. Undo my multiplication with division. But we don't divide fractions. We multiply by the reciprocal, which is 2/3. 12 times 2 is 24. Divide by 3 is 8. So y is greater than or equal to 8. Okay, and I am going to, so that was y is greater than or equal to 8. So if we go 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, greater than or equal to 8, so that's going to be a closed circle, and you're going to shade to the right. And we did the first one on the other side. Okay, so we have 2 more problems here, so I'm going to turn it off, and then I'm going to have you work them out, and then I'll go over the answers. So for the first one, you end up with x is less than or equal to 19 or 19.0, and there's all my work. Closed circle shade to the left. And then for D, you get 4 is less than x. When you rewrite that with the x first, you get x is greater than 4. So that is an x is greater than 4, so that is an open circle, and you're going to shade to the right. Okay? So we'll see you tomorrow.